Good morning, everybody. It's Mr. Cardoso here again. How you guys doing? You're probably wondering why I'm wearing my Padre jersey because we're on a 7-game winning streak and we got to keep the faith, right, guys? We're in San Diego, anyways. So, hi, everybody. Today we're going to be diving into the Chicano civil rights movement, as we've been doing. Let's think for a moment about what we already learned about the civil rights and other movements, other civil rights protests, and things of that era, like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. Who can share one thing they remember about how people stood up for change? Yeah, that's right, James. People marched to change unfair laws. Exactly. People marched. They protested and they took action. The Chicano civil rights movement was just as powerful. It focused on two major things, two major groups: farm workers and students. Today we're going to look at some of the posters they used. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to explain what these posters were for and what they were asking people to do and how they and why they mattered. Let's start by taking a look at this first poster right here. Take a good look. What's the very first thing you notice? Yeah, you in the back, Mike. Yeah, it's they're grapes with a big red X over them. That's right. The red slash means don't buy grapes. This was a boycott poster. Farm workers were asking people to stop buying the grapes to show support for their strike. Why do you think they wanted people to stop buying grapes? Anybody? In case you didn't hear him, he said to help farm workers get better pay and conditions. I know in my family here in San Diego, we stopped. Well, not we, because I was probably a baby, but I heard stories. And my family stopped buying grapes. They wouldn't. They just wouldn't. They just wouldn't. They go without them. They didn't buy wine either, actually. So the boycotts are powerful because they send a message with money. Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta led this boycott to get to get fair treatment for the farm workers. So here's how I'd summarize this poster. The poster asked people to boycott grapes to support farm workers. Notice I kept that short and simple and clear. It's a one sentence. It tells the main idea. Now let's look at this next poster together. What do you see here? Correct. It's a sign that says huelga. Um, yes, huelga is Spanish for strike. I'm sure many of you know that, as a lot of you are Spanish speakers, right? These posters were used for striking. What message do you think this poster is sending? That farm workers should strike and support the movement. Exactly. You would be right. Together we can summarize it like this. The poster encourages workers to strike and demand change. Now it's your turn with your partner. Look at your poster. Use a sentence frame. The poster is asking people to blank. So anybody want to share their response? You in the back. Okay. Yes, the poster is asking people to support farm workers. Great job. Write your one sentence summary down on a piece of paper so you can have it, in your head. You're practicing the one sentence summary. One or two sentences works. Make sure it says exactly what you think the poster is asking people to do. Now let's look at this poster from students. These posters, there's multiple students in the walkout. What words do you see in their posters? Does anybody have a response? It says, "We demand schools to teach," and "Chicano power." That's right. So these were made by students who walked out of schools because they weren't getting what they needed: better teachers, books, and classes. What do you think the poster is asking students to do? Anybody want to share? Yes, that's correct. To walk out and protest for better schools, and that's what they did. As you can see, all these people walked out. Together, we can summarize this poster as The poster encourages students to walk out for better schools. Now it's your turn. Imagine you have one of these posters in front of you. Use the sentence frame. The poster is asking people to do what? What do you think the poster is asking people to do? Anybody want to share? Yeah, right in the front. So she said the poster is asking people to stand up for fair treatment. Great work. Write that sentence down, 1 or 2 sentences. That's clear and to the point. Good job. So, thank you all. That's a powerful messages that were in these posters. And we saw how posters can send a message to boycott grapes, support strikes, walking out for better schools, marching to strike and support each other. These weren't just pictures, they were tools for change, and they still are. You can connect them to today. We'll do that later on. But, what does a modern poster look like, etc. So next time we'll look at how these actions change schools and laws. We'll keep the posters up for anybody who wants to, who see them. We'll have a link to the posters, and so you can look at them again. Thank you, everybody.